Hey everybody, this is Heather with Earth Soul Alchemy and Earthwind Walker's Divination. Just popping on today because I decided that with the full moon going on from yesterday, uh, I wanted to do a little bit of a pull with some of my card decks, um, and kind of tell you a little about what I do. Um, so first of all, I am a tarot and oracle reader. I prefer to read oracles because they're more intuitive for me, and I have very, very many oracles that I use, as well as a few tarot decks, especially the True Black Tarot or the Ephemera Tarot, both created by author Arthur Wang. Um, that's one of the things I do. The other thing I do is I am what I call a soul song alchemist. Now, how that is uh, explained is I use um, tuning forks to help um, work on your energy field if you have any issues. Basically, I work on your soul song. So, the soul song to me is everyone's personal vibration. To me, I almost see it like a musical layout. Sometimes I hear discord if I see a person, or I hear discord when I'm working with the tuning forks. So, uh, what I do is I then use the tuning forks to help correct some of that discord, as well as using Reiki energy and some other energy healing work that I do. Um, so that is kind of an overview of what I do. Um, I work right now. I'm mobile. I go to various locations and I do uh, my sessions there, both healing and reading sessions, and I also have those available in my home office. So I am available in the evenings for those sessions one on one in one of the various locations that I may be stationed at. But my home base is basically my home office. But I do go to various places locally and I do my work there. Um, so that's kind of like what I do. Um, Now I've been reading Oracle and Tarot professionally since 2014. Um, Unofficially, I have been reading tarot since I've been about 18 years old. So we're talking about 30 years now. Um, and My path's been very twisty and turny, and I've went through various paths that I've worked on. My core base is shamanic. Um, and I am just now embracing my healer aspect um, that I do. But I do enjoy still doing my readings. And I most especially enjoy doing the tuning fork healing sessions to help people raise their vibration or clear out any discord in their energy fields. So that is what I do. Um, So, a couple of things coming up in the future is I will be on Talking with Heathens show coming up in a couple of weeks, which I'm pretty super excited about. Um, they're just a really cool group of people, and I like to call them my tribe. Um, as soon as I started watching them, I felt an instant connection with them all. So it was very cool to be able to join them on their show. Uh, the next thing I've got coming up is in February. Uh, Towards the end of February, I will be at Convocation up in Ypsilanti, Michigan, and I will be doing a workshop there called Finding Your Muse Within the Cards. It's something that I've had been doing for a while, but I am now just doing it in more public spaces versus the private sector. Uh, so a little bit about that is just using cards to help with your creativity and open up doorways and pathways in that aspect of things. Um, a couple of special readings that I do are hex core oracles, which is usually anywhere from 6 to 10 cards, usually a basic theme or question. And then I just do full on intuitive, which is usually 9 cards, but sometimes it goes up to 12 or 15, depending on what spirit leads me to talk about in those sessions. So I really do enjoy those. I have several decks that I use on that part of things, and I have found that they work all together very well when I'm doing readings. So I have various ones that I would call magpie decks, which would be a mixture of 2 oracle decks that would be uh, just a bunch of different decks. They're all about the same size of cards. But what I found is using them, it does give me a more intuitive reading, and I really enjoy doing that. Hopefully, in the new year, I'm going to be doing more of the readings for people, whether it be weekly readings or just kind of showcasing some of the things I do, so you guys can get a glimpse of what I do in my spiritual path. Some of the other things I do, I'm a spiritual coach and a mentor to people. I basically help them find which direction they need to go, which path they need to go on. I just kind of help them find their way by giving them the areas that I have been working on for many years. So I do mentorship as well. Another thing I do is Reiki attunements, which means that I can teach and give everyone their masterships if need be. And I do have a master class coming up here in the next month with some of my current students. So I'm kind of excited about that. So basically, lately, I've been doing a lot more of healing work. I still do have my store, my online store, but my goal is in the coming year is we are going to be uh, stocking things that help with spiritual creativity. So anything you see in there is going to be along the lines of that. Uh, I have various decks. I have glass pens. I have different incenses that you can use. Uh, Journals, various inks that you can use with the glass pens. Uh, just and I have some intention candles as well. So that's kind of going to be where I'm going to be at. I'm going to be kind of specialized and not so broad range right now because I feel that's where I'm being led to go, especially with the healing and teaching aspect of things, which I really do enjoy. I find it interesting that as I've gotten older, I've decided to go back into the teaching phase of things. When I went to school, I did go to school for teaching. Just it was early childhood, but it's been kind of interesting to do plans and such for classes now that I haven't did probably for about 30 years. So, but it is really fun. I try to make my classes fun. If you talk to any of my students, I try to make them fun and kind of practical so that people can, um, have a good time. And that's kind of what my goal is to do that. So, without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and pull a couple of cards for you guys today to see what they might have for you, any messages that anybody has. So, the one that I'm using right now is Earth, Moon, and Shadow Oracle. Now, I will be having these available in my shop. I've been finding that people want this deck. And it's a very beautiful deck. And last I knew, she has a very limited run of cards right now. So I'm trying to get some into the shop so that people can, you know, have their own deck that they can enjoy. Because I have a lot of people complimenting me on this deck when I do readings with it. So, okay. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and shuffle this and see what messages are coming through for everybody today. Um, okay. Okay. Interesting. Very prevalent right now with the season we're in, actually, and coming out of. I know a lot of people during the winter months are kind of down and some are depressed. So the first card I've got is Setting Sun, which is, whoops, I don't know if you guys can see this card, but it is about depression. It is about habits. It is about suffering. So right now, when I come upon the winter months, I classify that as a very introspective and healing time where you're doing inner work and um, you're not seeing as much sun because the days are a lot shorter and you're not enjoying that sun. So that's kind of where people are at right now. Not everybody's like that, but there are a lot of them that are like, I know sometimes it takes a little bit of time to get back into a good feeling and a good vibe. So that's kind of where the card is right now is the setting sun. But we've got some good news coming up. With that, we've got the spirit and matter. Sorry, guys. See if I can get this closer so you guys can actually see it. Let me take the blur off so you guys can see it a little better. Cancel. I don't know if I can do this. Background. We're gonna go with none. Okay. So you guys can see this a little better. Okay, there we go. So this is spirit and matter. We've got a crow on there. The message is paradox between realms and equilibrium. So again, when we're working on this inner work, sometimes we find ourselves walking between realms, whether it be the dream state or meditation state. So this is kind of where to get out of that depression and downheartedness, the spirit and matter comes in. And for me, that is very prevalent because I have been finding that once I start working on my spirit, everything else falls into place. I find that I have less anxiety, less depression, less sadness, and things like that because I'm focused on my enduring spirit versus the meat suit and the uh, current circumstances. But it's really easy to get wrapped up in that mindset because I've been there and I understand. But when we've got spirit and manner coming in after that, they're going to be your helpers. They're going to be your aides to help bring you out of that state. Uh, and with the crow being in there as well, it's all about messages from other realms, coming in, uh, speaking to your ancestors, working with your ancestors. These are all things that I have found in my personal practice that have helped me. So that's the other thing that we've got. And then the last card we have, this is a really good card as well. It's the White Oak. Now, this is about healing, versatility, and endurance. As I talked about just a few minutes ago, we have the enduring spirit that is always there, always going to be with you. Even if you are in this realm in this time, you still have the spirit going through and helping bring that up. But it also reminds me when I look at this card as well, which is kind of interesting because this morning I did a meditation and was working with the Yggdrasil. And anytime I see this card, it reminds me of Yggdrasil and it reminds me, especially as a reminder to me of the meditation I did today where I spoke with the Norns and everything like that. So once that happened this morning, any anxiety or things that I had going on this morning really were released, and I was able to connect to the Yggdrasil. So for anybody who is not into the North belief system, Yggdrasil is the tree of life, or it holds the nine realms of the Norse traditions. So it's a very a large wondrous tree, um, and uh, anytime I find myself going into meditation at that under that tree, it's very calming and relaxing for me. So, with that coming through, it is telling me that the good news is you're going through the healing phase right now. You're building that endurance to get through, the darker months so that you can find that light within. So, it is a very good reading, a very positive reading for people. Even though it starts out with that little bit of depression and sadness and things like that. Towards the end, we've got the healing aspect starting, which is what I really enjoy to see um, with people. And especially, I enjoy that when I do my soul song work with people, and I see that doing that work helps clear up some of that as well. So yeah, that is your reading for today, guys. And let's just pull a couple cards out of my other two decks, and then we will probably call it good on at least the reading aspect of this. So this is the Ephemera deck. As I was saying, it just came out. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful deck. So let's see what card we've got. So we've got the page. So this card, he's almost jumping and he's catching stuff. See that vortex at the top? It is also, I think it's the Pentacles version if people classify it. So the Page of Pentacles. So it's almost to me when I see this, it's like he's gathering that information and knowledge that he needs to move forward. Um, so like I said, it's a beautiful, actually beautiful deck. And I see where he's almost reaching to the cosmos and bringing in that nugget of knowledge that he's bringing in to help with the introspection period or the hibernation or the hermit period, however you want to define it. There's that card from there. Then I've got the True Black deck, which again, this is another beautiful, beautiful deck by the same artist that did Ephemera. This is the True Black deck. So it is an amazing deck. This is actually the holographic edition. It was a limited edition run, and I was lucky to get these decks. I'm really super stoked about that. So let's see what we've got coming up here. Ooh, we've got the Devil. So we've got the Devil with the Temptation, um, all sorts of. I'll leave that up a little bit so you guys can see it. Angelic wings. So it could be a hindrance or it could be helpful. Any way you look at it, it is all about enticement, temptation, um, maybe looking within ourselves to see, especially things that don't serve us very well. Um, but in the long run, it could also be creative. It could also be chaos, very good chaos that helps you work through emotions and things like that that you weren't able to before. So I never see that as a bad card, but I do see as a temptation that we can always, get hooked back on our vices and end up getting off the path that we were working towards because of all the distractions. Especially with that Devil card coming in and all the little pretty diamonds and things like that. Oh, this is pretty. Why don't you pay attention to this instead of working on the things that you need to work on? You're getting these distractions on things that are coming up and piling up and kind of taking you off that path. So it's almost like temptation, which can be a good way to shake you up, see the way things would be if you went down that path of temptation, or if you chose to go down that path of temptation, uh, kind of giving you a foresight to see where things are going. At least that's how I received that card. But yeah, but so there is your card read for today, people. As again, I am still doing sessions. I'm still booking sessions. I also have gift certificates available for all my sessions and my shop. So feel free to check those out as well. And if you are local, we could schedule an appointment at my home office or one of my mobile locations, or as far as the reading part of things, I can do that virtually. If you're a little bit farther away, I can always do virtual readings. I do like the face to face with people, but I am capable of doing virtual. So, again, um, let me see if I can put another banner up of, let me get my, gotta get my scheduling link for you guys. Hmm. 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 Give me a moment. I will find it. I think if you go to my pages, you can also find it on there as well. So I will get that up for you guys here for sure. Okay. Bear with me a moment longer. I will have that link for you guys. Okay, people, that is my link for scheduling. If you are local and you want to schedule it, or even a virtual reading, you can schedule it there as well. Um, there is my 2 pages as well for you guys. Okay, that should be all you guys need right now. Um, all right. Okay, there we go. And please don't hesitate to send me a message if you have any questions on my one of my business pages. And I'll be more than happy to assist you. Thank you all. I know not many people popped on to tune in, but this will be on my page so you guys can look at it later. And also, just giving a shout out to Talking with Heathens. They have their year end review show tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time if you want to check them out. Um, Anyways, that is all for now, everybody. Peace and balance, and I hope you have a wonderful evening, folks. And I will talk to you next time.